expert, is that people want to get to know you. And so social media, obviously the first part of it is social. So you want to make sure that people are getting to know you and they're learning to trust you, because that's very, very important. They're seeing you in your everyday life, so to speak. Now, obviously there's a lot of people out here that quote unquote are fake, but if someone watches you over a period of time, even if it's a year, and people do watch you for a year. I've had people that say, I've followed you on social media for over a year and you're always consistent. I'm like, yeah, that's just pretty much me. I'm not, this is no show. I mean, this is the real deal. So people will do that, and they'll lurk and watch you from afar. So when I tell people about social media, there's so many different tools, but the strategy always when you're using social media is to drive people back to the website so that they can get on your list, so that you can speak to them one-on-one via email, whether it's an email letter or whether you're sending out just a short little 1 or 2 things a week, or you're giving them a series of autoresponders. Whatever it is that you now have their captive attention. Social media is being social. When you have them go back to your website, it's like now they've come to your home. They've come to your house. So it's like, hey, yeah, we met at the party. Come back to my place. That's when you really get to know a person, and you can get to know them a little bit more intimately, figuratively speaking, when we're talking about getting their email address and really talking to them. So social media, I mean, there's different ways. Some people really like material written, so blogging and doing articles, that's just a great way to really brand and position yourself. Some people like to listen, like what we're doing now, so teleseminars and podcasting and doing blog talk radio. That's great for them. Some people like video. They want to actually see a person. They want to see sight. They want to hear something. They want to see something. So doing a screen capture video where you're using Camtasia, or actually you're doing your own videos. More and more people want to see eyeballs. So I would say doing something like that is really, really important, learning to love to do that. And then also, too, people want to see a combination of things. I use PowerPoint presentations where I can actually embed a video in there, and it's written material, so you're doing a little bit of combination of them all. But the main thing is that you want to make sure you're using the right social media tools that's comfortable for you. That's because you want to do it consistently. If you really hate writing, then maybe blogging is not going to be your thing in article marketing. But there's some people that really just are deathly afraid of speaking or doing video, but they're a diamond e-zine articles, contributor, where they're the diamond of ezinearticles.com, and they write, and they've got a whole lot of articles, and they've positioned themselves, and they got backlinks and traffic going to their website. So it just depends on what you're comfortable with. It's really good to have a balance because everybody likes to learn differently. But the main thing is to really make sure that you're doing something consistently. If you are going to have a client that does a video every single week, she does a video and then she puts it on her blog and she writes a little bit of copy about it because you still need the keywords on it, titles it right. That's all she does, and she gets tons of traffic. Then once the video is on her blog, what she does is she shares it on Pinterest, she shares it on Facebook, she shares it on and she does it on Dig, she does it on Twitter, she shares it, everywhere that she can on social media. And that's where her message then gets amplified. She doesn't, anyone who's doing social media and they don't have a blog, they're really wasting their time because the main thing, it should come from your hub, which we talked about first. You've got to have a hub. You've got to build that tribe and that community. So once you put the material, your content on your blog, you share it into social media. I wouldn't say spend hours and hours on LinkedIn or hours and hours on Facebook and Twitter. That's just a complete waste of time if you don't really have a strategy of how you're doing that. Now, some people only use LinkedIn, and that's fine because that's where their target market is. Or some people only use Twitter because they find they get the most response from that. But you've got to know your market and where they like, where they're hanging out. Where you want to fish where the fish are.
Okay, well, I guess you know what? Go with a fish because that's the only way you're going to eat. Because if you go in the wrong place, you're not going to catch anybody, right?
That's true.
Let me ask you a personal question. I know, and it's going to be, I hope it's not hard for you to pick, but I know you've had a lot of success with your clients. I mean, they've been featured on Essence. You got Ebony. You got Jet Magazine, Black Enterprise, O Magazine, Today Show, Travis Malley's show. You got TBN, Daystar, Colin Joyner, the morning show. His morning show is Steve Harvey. And I'm not going to leave out the big one, Oprah Winfrey show, and then, just a lot more. So when this happens, which one of these places, which one of these mediums is probably where you say, you know what, that is the place where I want my people to be? I mean, I know all of them have different segments, but which one is the pinnacle? Which is the most accomplished place that you want to make sure your clients show up on?
Well, yeah, it does. It goes back to target market. So for right now, I'm working with one client, and she's a mom. She's actually a mom blogger, and she's positioning herself as the mom, the expert mom blogger. So for her, and for what we plan to do is to get her in Working Woman magazine and more, because she's an older mom. She's over 40. And so that's perfect. More has 1 million subscribers every single month, and it's for women over 40. Her target market is moms, working moms over 40. So those two are excellent for her. Yes, it would be good to get in Essence, and yes, it would be good to get in Jed and all the other ones, and Oprah, whatever. But we're looking strategically of where would be the best, the most of the people that would really respond to her new book that she has coming out called The Brand New Mommy. So those are the ones that we really want to make sure that we target first. Yes, because you could get so caught up in just trying, I want to get on CNN, I want to get on CNN, and you're just, what I call that, so random. You're not strategic. So every single client I sit down with strategically, we go over the research of who is your ideal market, who is the ideal customer, who is your target market, and then you have to know the media, so you just can't say, I want to be in Chicago Tribune, and, it's like they have never done any story like what you're pitching them ever in their history. So you've got to know the media, and you've got to know some of the reporters. A lot of it has to do with relationships as well. So it depends on the relationships that you have, particular media. I particularly know some of the producers at the Tom Joyner show and at the Steve Harvey show and the TBN and the Daystar, but I don't abuse them. I don't take every client and say, I got another one. That's being abusive. So really a lot of it comes back to they are respecting you as a communicator. I'm a former TV producer. I'm also a journalist, so I know that I don't pitch them junk. And so if someone doesn't fit for them, I'm not going to try and abuse the relationship and make it fit for them. Is that kind of clear about that? I mean, I kind of put on the hat of really the producer at that point, because people have to understand, just because you have a great book or you have something that you want everybody to know, you think getting on CNN is your ticket. Well, you got to realize the media doesn't care about you. What they care about is their audience, their readers, their viewers. That's what they care about. And they want to serve up what it is that those viewers and readers want. It has nothing to do with you. And they're not trying to make anybody famous. They're looking for the best person that will bring them the most eyeballs for their particular medium, because it's run by ratings. It comes down to money, really. So if you are a famous celebrity, that's why there's so many celebrities, because they're bringing an audience to them. Listen, if the newspapers and things like that didn't put anything in the paper that people wanted to read, they would be out of business. So you've got to realize that it's all about money. And so the best way in order to get in media is to really become an expert, position yourself as a subject matter expert for them, knowing their audience. Don't look at, they're on CNN or they're on Oprah and I want to make sure I'm there so I can get famous. They will smell that a mile away. But if you're providing content consistently and they happen to be looking for that information, and they Google that topic and you come up, you'll get a call. You don't have to worry about it. You can follow them on Twitter, and then you can just try to be helpful. The whole thing is based on relationships. So many times I always tell this to my clients, and they're Christian clients. I says, we're not going to pimp the media, okay? And we're not going to pimp them. So you definitely want to make sure that you know what you're talking about, and don't try to just get on there just to be, to have it. Like Black Enterprise. Black Enterprise is a really good magazine, but you've got to read it and know it thoroughly to know what reporters are covering what beat. And then one of the tricks I can tell people, too, is that read it often enough and then respond. Their email addresses are right at the bottom of every article. Talk to them. Know that you're a real person and that you're paying attention. And you're not just a person that just wants to get into Black Enterprise, but pay attention and become a real part of their tribe. You know, you're trying to get people in your tribe. Well, they're trying to get people in their tribe as well. So give before you try to get.
Probably have just given all these listeners, I mean, $1 million overview of what's happening. And, you know, I just really appreciate what you do and all that you're doing. And I think that, you know, people like you that really have a true blessing and mission to help others, and like you say, being the PR, you know, for God, and just really helping people get their messages out there. It's just truly a real inspiration for me, even, you know, knowing that you and I have a relationship, and to extend that we could, you know, help one another in times and share and mastermind. But most importantly is that we all here to kind of serve the same purpose as kind of helping people. And so before I get to one of my last questions, one of the things I want to just kind of get your opinion with is, you know, lately I've been doing a few workshops teaching people how to create info products, and oftentimes, Pam, that there are some authors in attendance, and they're always amazed when I reveal to them how much money or opportunity is left on the table by not repurposing their ebooks or books into audio programs or coaching programs or home study courses, especially for those nonfiction ones, you know. So my question to you, why is it that so many authors have not discovered that they can turn that $2.99 ebook, that $2.99 ebook, into a $97 product, or that $14 book? Yeah.
You don't want me to answer that for real?
I want you to answer, because think about it. Somebody has a $14 book.
Okay. Well, being in the PR business, this is what I've discovered why they don't. All right. This is probably, when you think of an author, especially a nonfiction author, but any type of author, they're writing this book, and the thing that motivates them to finish the book, which is a big achievement, is really that I'm going to be discovered. I'm going to have my name on the back of the spine. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be holding up my book. I am going to be written about in magazines talking about my book. My book. Authors have that celebrity feel. It's ego-driven to have your name on the back of the spine, all right? That's part of it. To have someone sign your book at a book signing, that's ego, right? To have someone say, oh, you're the author of such and such, that's ego. Or to get on a bestseller list, that's ego. When you have a home study course, or when you have an audiobook, or when you have a coaching program, you're not going to get that. You have to sell it. That's a commodity. There's no celebrity in having a lot of commodity, unless you're making a whole lot of money. But there's no celebrity attached to that. Some authors write for vanity.
Wow.
I said it.
You said it. You said it. You
I said it.
And we're not going to edit it either. We're going to leave it here.
Yeah, I said it.
They write for vanity.
So when So when you tell someone they can do a ebook, okay, well, there's no one's going to sign the ebook. No one's going to line up at a bookstore to sign the ebook. No one's going to, it's just not the same celebrity with it. You can't really hold it and show it to people and take a picture with it. You know what I'm saying? It's an ebook. Right. So it's different. It's different. Even though from the standpoint of marketing, it's the same message, but the ego or the vanity tied to the book is the main difference. That is really it.
So you telling me that sometimes you have to deliver a crushing blow to someone who says, I got a book, and they find out the budget and everything, and you have to tell them you can turn that to an ebook. and even though ebook, and I guess that's a question I want to ask.
I have one client that sells 1,000 ebooks a month at 99 cents. Yep.
Now, is there a difference in the industry